They will live to fight another day, will Creed X, and find themselves another compound.
Oh, no! Here is Batulin. You don't come to my hilltop, he says. Issue is, he is right now on a raft with sharks in the water all around him. James caught looking the other direction for a second, then knew he was up above him, but didn't spot Batulin, who remains the goat on the hilltop.
Meanwhile, Northern Lights needs to come up with a plan as well here, Toby, because this is not the greatest entry angle for this circle. They're going to have to go downhill towards the likes of Entropic, as well as potentially Footballers that are crashing on Steven here. Illidan, nothing for him. He was not prepared as he goes down in 15.
Yeah, exactly. Solo player trying to fend off on the other side, but Squeaky says, no, not going to happen. Down to the nade. That's going to allow for Ents to push further forward. And still they have to make a move as well. The thing is, they have Nuki already inside the circle, but because Bystander's compound is still in too, they're not going to be able to sit their backs free. Tiksu peeks on over, finds one. Dante still up on the other side. Will want to lob a nade on forward, but Page comes in from the side and question mark out 12.
Yeah, that compound, I mean, as you say, like as examples, landing some blinders here alongside Alia as well. I mean, you can't see up that hill, right? From this compound. It's got a really weird little lip that unfortunately they're able to find it, but Ents will end up falling here thanks to the nice push from Bystanders. But now again, you find yourself on this side of the circle. It might keep you alive for now, but I don't think it wins the war out here in the long run, Toby.
No. That is a one step at a time sort of play. They needed to deal with the threat from the hillside. Now they can potentially go back into the fields, but they couldn't do that as long as Ents were up there. So go up, take them out now, consider going back down the other direction. Again, it's a long shot, but you just pulled off the first 1 out of 100 plays. Now it's just time to do it again.
Definitely so. All right, where are Footballers going to go? They have to make a big decision, and they're going to go for it. Zhong also looking for shots on towards Istanbul Wildcats with the mini. Footballist is going to almost exactly the same place here as Entropic. It's going to be a big battle down towards the south here. QBE going for it, but Ashley gets blasted out of the car here. Straight away, taking down that car. Got to be careful. Don't get run over. And more nades going to be coming in.
This is incredibly good timing for Footballers. They knew that this was going to be the only spot that Entropic could play from, so they go down and say, we're not going to be in a good spot here, but if we can hold off Entropic, we'll have so much more room to play from. Issue is Entropic, I mean, we've seen this in the past. You don't want to go up against them. Naylor finds the second, Naylor finds the third. Odin is there to do damage in return, though, but he's a single player left on his feet.
Well, he was also the one that took out QBE alongside that traversal as he came towards them. So Odin here doing big work, but here comes the res in, keeping an eye on Istanbul Wildcats. Maybe they've not seen where these knocks are. They can get the res off. Get back to cover.
They have to. Wildcats cannot focus north right now when you have them on the other side. Let's see how many more reses of these on the other side can we get in from Footballers. They are technically still all up for res. As I say, that Lyron does fall down. Ives peeks on over the side. Headshot comes through. No helmet on Ives, making things difficult. Nailed up now. Solo player left alive. Need to prone on down. Limited what he can do from his position here.
You made a good point about Wildcats, because the same rule applied for them as did with Footballers and Entropic, right? If Istanbul Wildcats takes out their south threats, then they have so much room to play with here on this lip for the moment until we see where that end circle goes. But that's absolutely their prime directive right now. I'm
surprised that they're paying so much attention to Skate. I mean, it makes sense to me that they are afraid of the potential push up the hillside, but Skate can't do that as long as CXE is in the position that they are. So Wildcats should just full focus Footballers on the other side now, because they didn't for just a split second. That has allowed for 3 players to get back on their feet on the Footballers side of things. So surprising to me that they opted to focus north when they should have focused south.
And a scary situation, I think, for a Footballist in the position that they're in. They have to be taking shots towards any threat that's near them, because a lot of the other teams actually have line of sight on them from the other locations on the circles where they currently are. So as it does sit, yeah, you might have a rock or two to work with, but as soon as you move out of here, you're going to be caught in a hailstorm of good shots, I think.
This is one of those. Let's get as many points as we can before we die to blue. I mean, having said that, this is now a field where there are 8 holes to be played, and with every single compound getting shifted out except for Na'Vi, there might be a play to make. But having said that, this seems like needs construction.
Does at the moment. Crosscow, though, doing so much work here for Istanbul Wildcats, constantly battering Footballist's position. Goes for the... This is bold. This is a bold push and gets absolutely annihilated by Melman.
Again, let's get what we can with this one. Is ski tag. Second one comes through. Matsy finds the knock with the headshot. Still has first stage to play with. His teammate, though, Crosscow, don't think he's going to get back on his feet. No more smoke, so Matsy either. So that crossing, it's just not going to happen.
I mean, that it showed what we were talking about before, the kind of crossfire potential and how open this area is to other teams in the lobby. And there you go. It will be Istanbul Wildcats going out 6th place. A nice salvage mission, I think, for them. Whilst Footballists still alive, trying to wrap around on the high ground as much as they can down on the south.
Pixel just solo peeked on over and find 3 on the other side. That's insane to me, how he was allowed to peek on through, because there are only so many threats for CXC to work with. And while, I mean, they have to make the move, Pixel, once again, I mean, he's just a flank master in PUBG these days. He always managed to get himself into positions, like kind of off-angle spots where the opponents just do not expect him. And he punishes CXC with that there as well.
Bystanders get 4th. Very nice to see them get that, despite, you know, again, we expected them to go out after taking that move on towards that east side. Now we have 3 remaining Footballists, but it is going to be Skade going up against Na'Vi here in a few moments' time. And Na'Vi has a lot of angles. Where's the circle going to go? Goes their way.
Now in the car going, guys, follow me, and he's dead. Nothing he can do with that vehicle there at all. Na'Vi now circle in that direction, knowing that with that knock coming through into Na'Vi just before, they need to use this time to push further forward. That's a bait right there, because that's Na'Vi's vehicle. So they thought that might be a player on it, but not the case at all. The car kept driving forward without him in it. He's now been resting back on his feet.
I love this move. Just being able to take all these angles against Skade. They know Skade's very proficient at being able to get out into the middle of these fields and try and find themselves a spot. They're not giving them the opportunity. As Jempty here, Pixelic as well, trying to find themselves a spot. Uber opens up things onto Sampy, and now it's not going to work out. Novak tries to go around, but Example is well for the trigger here as Alia as well finds through the smoke. Lost track of him just a little bit, but tries to go for spray downs anyway.
Pixel solo player trying to fend off down the hillside where he, down the field, I should say, where he is. Jempty is, sorry, on the other Haybell trying to stay put as well. Now knocked once more. Don't think there's any res coming in there, but Pixel still with a decent health. Level 3 gear, not gonna really matter though. Alia continuing to connect his shots.
How do you beat a Na'Vi that has got these angles at this point? I don't know. That Skade's going to have to do something magic here, but there is still magic in the hands of Jempty and Pixelic. He goes for a headshot, but no, it's not going to be an example. Finds the barrel on towards Pixelic, and Jempty, the last man remaining here, trying to find something. But they will start hounding like wolves at the door here to try and bring down his position.
They know exactly where he is. Jempty trying to stay put behind Haybell. Not going to happen. Spotted second time around. There comes the kill. Na'Vi, 6 kills in the end of things. Again, I mean, coming into the final 4, they had 1 kill. But doesn't matter. 16-point game to start things off with. They'll be well satisfied with that.
They're
Perfect segue. There you go. Game number 2 underway as this plane takes us to what I like to consider a more fair playing path, but at the same time, still very far east. If you're like a hard committed Monte Nuevo looter, you're not liking these first 2 games.
Faye's going to cross the path of Creed X for now, but I don't think anything's really going to go down. Cheeky. What comes in on Lie. Tries to go for it
right now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they got them completely pinned down. They have 2 players on each side, and they've caught 2 of them on their own. They're sending 2 people on the rotate early. Gaxi and Blue Star still up towards the north. So, Face gonna get 2 freebies here with little to no content.
And definitely not. More shots coming in. Feck's already finding himself something, and we'll be moving on for a moment here. So, Creed X flew too close to the sun, it seems. Meanwhile, Entropic also finding themselves something onto question mark. Did he just run him over? High ground. Many Obi-Wan Kenobis in the chat because they have it, but it's not working out too well. Here comes Northern Lights, though, actually, with Stardust pushing on towards them, but Stardust gets evaporated under the pressure of Northern Lights, trying to take out this position. Spiro with another one, and that is Stardust gone. 16th, bing, bang, boom. They are out.
Starkiller base. That's what Northern Lights compound has just been named. They made it look easy, to be honest. I mean, again, can't really. I mean, sometimes pull-ups work for you, sometimes they don't. The way that they approached it wasn't really all that bad.
Oh no!
Oh, QPE, such a good position coming in from behind here. Finds one, finds two, and there you go. Ends out equally fast, and this is the end.
Creed X, for the most part now, they are having a rough time trying to get into this circle. They were already wounded coming on in, and they are unfortunately lame now, trying to get further. Kirk, though, jeez Louise, really bringing the fight on towards Skaters. Smash is also looking for another angle on Divan. Now that they found themselves a higher angle, Code Marco goes down to enable Nordskiff, but Smash got himself Illidan. Will he be able to get himself more? No, Nordskiff being able to pull out the double so far. Can he get more for it?
Did not see that one coming. Able to find one with an 8. Finds the second one there as well. Quitfight will have to peek on over, but Nordskiff again. Fending off Thunderlust and the rest of BBL2. Now shots are being fired from behind as Question Mark is starting to kind of roam in this direction. Let's see, can they find the final? They need to do it fast. Nordskiff continues, but fortunately Thunderlust puts it to an end.
I feel like he gave Question Mark and Entropic almost a reprieve because they were going at each other for a little while there. Then the knock comes out in Question Mark, and then they get him up, and now they're looking for Jaxie.
Spiro! This is so unfortunate. He takes shots towards Heroic, pops a tire. They go, well, we ain't getting away from it. Let's just turn around and fight him. And now they do issue being they also unfortunately run each other over. So Heroic taking casualties, and Northern Lights again. As FaZe take casualties. I mean, again, this FaZe and Skate fight, I'm surprised no more teams have opted to try and kind of engage on it. But then again, as we've been saying, there hasn't really been a position from where they've been able to do so. So FaZe able to find the final Skate player. Down he goes. Stuff should be able to get back alive as well. FaZe getting out of here with 4 life. That is honestly very impressive, given they have the longest kind of transition into it.
7 limbs as well here for them. They're going to go for more through the smoke on towards Question Mark and even a little bit of a spray down. But Toolins is helping out that situation. I feel like Northern Lights has got to be a bit more careful, though, about Heroic. I feel like if you eliminate that threat, eventually everything in the north is going to eliminate each other, along with FaZe shooting down at them. And then it's a Northern Lights versus FaZe finish here, as long as you take out Heroic, trying to find a cheeky angle in.
Question Mark down and out. Fex sees them fall over. Clear confirmation. That's Question Mark out of the game. 8C shots connected towards Ivar. Stinkery is actually going to be the one to find him from up above. Will they get an angle from where they are? No. The rocks and the vehicle still grind and nail up enough cover to stay alive. They really want him down, though.
Oh, yeah. Clear this up. You know the north is free. You know. So that will weigh nicely on a win here for them if they're able to clear it up.
And then that's shift.
Oh my,
wow.
That circle.
Okay, now we go from aggression to let's just sit back and let them come to us. I mean, Heroic is going to win in the game against Northern Lights, and the only way FaZe don't win this now is if Northern Lights instantly butcher Heroic. Fex encroaching, closing up, I should say, on the 1K damage club here with 4 kills already. Thunderlust obviously out, but he's probably a good run for him, honestly. 700 damage, 5 kills with it too.
A lot of hardships today.
Yeah, the only way I don't see FaZe win this is if Northern Lights beat Heroic fast enough that they can get up on the hillside before FaZe have an opportunity to answer to it. But then even then, Northern Lights still has to get down the hillside afterwards. And
true.
Yeah, this has FaZe written all over it.
Yeah, there's a spot to play on this hill, right? Inside the circle, but it's a slither. And I think FaZe knows exactly where their main threat is going to come from. So I think they're looking for angles right now to try and get, like, crossfires. Fex obviously is holding up towards the top with Nail Up. But as soon as there is a winner between Heroic and Northern Lights, they're going to... Whoever wins that is going to play that position. So just keep your eyes on it for a little bit.
What Rob's been keeping his eyes on for the last 24 minutes is trees. And, well, here he is once more. But then again, I mean, 5 points guaranteed for... or 6 make that for him. With some damage coming their way as well. And again, it's Foot converting nothing into something. It's not something into something really good, at least not yet, but it's what would have been a 0-point game that they now get at least something off of. Perfectix, Nate on through, Page goes down, Correxy, 1v3, do you have what it takes? No. Down he goes, FaZe, no answer just yet. They do find Nail Up though. And here we go, still players alive, Digger is spots him, takes him out, and now 4v3.
All right, and FaZe, for the last 5 minutes, knew where this fight was going to go down.
Yep.
They knew that the threat was going to be coming from this angle. They already have the angle from Diggory to try and find the fight. Lou goes down already. As you say, it's FaZe all over, baby.
We would need a southwest hard shift here, and even then, given that they're 2v4, this has to be his FaZe win. I mean, again, they played it incredibly well. The way that they maneuvered through the construction area in the crater, up against Na'Vi, up against Skate as well. They managed to take these fights while also making sure that no one was able to shoot at them from behind. And now this push from 8C, very, very smart to do. They need division, and they're going to get. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, just stop. They're dead already. Like,
kind of. I mean, it's a way to deny them from going into blue, right?
Of course.
Unless if it continues to go on forward, they want these points to know that they matter. First one comes through, second one comes through. There you have it. FaZe Clan 12 kills and a win off of a 0-point game 2. That is a great way to bounce back.
No, absolutely.
Third game.
All right, it is time. The final Miramar for the day here, Toby. We get on in once again. The plane path, not eastern leaning, not not too hard for these players to be able to get where they want to go, it seems, but maybe Paris, so if you really want to go down there, but it's looking pretty decent for them.
In that compound.
They love to fight. Speaking of big fights, another team that loves to fight. It's Northern Lights here, trying to find big trades on BBL. Moving up quite closely here. Smash looking for Spiro. Goes for the flash here. Quick little charge around there. Doesn't quite get the conversion off of it. Falls back. Marco, though, on the crossfire. Finds himself Spiro. Tries to go for the flush. Will get him actually with the molly, of all things. And this went from 1 to 100 very quickly. Yeah. Northern Lights was sweeping on towards football esports as well. So they're able to take out a good chunk of them. Whilst we watch this go on from FaZe against ENT, they knew that they were going to be on the high ground over them. And that is an advantage for ENT here for the moment. Careful about all of this. Istanbul Wildcats coming in at the back there, taking them out as well. An absolute sandwich position for ENT. Very unfortunate.
Rupture finds one. Hipfire Mini comes to use as they take out Northern Lights. Good hold from Foot Esports here.
It's funny because I feel like it's in favor of Skade and Foot Esports to not shoot at each other, not take the fight with each other.
For sure.
Deal with Wildcats first. And Esqui, he's capable and he will take them out very swiftly.
Nice done. Good understanding of the situation, knowing that they were going to come to you and knowing that you have to deal with them fast to make sure that no threats are going to be coming in from the other side. In the meantime, speaking of threats from the other side, Medibay spots 1, spots 2, and Stardust makes their way into top 5 here in the final game on Miramar today.
FaZe moving in as well on towards Skade. They realize that with Istanbul Wildcats gone now, they can start clearing out this without any threats on their back. 10 kills for FaZe. It's another nice game for them coming in. They're going to be able to seize that #1 spot for the moment as Diggory gets another conversion. He's the last one up, but it's enough points to put them extremely in a strong position.
Bystanders had the compound for days, and now, I mean, down to just 2. I don't believe there's going to be a risk. I mean, as I say that, they are running back towards the building. I mean, we're literally ending inside the building. It's rare, very rare, that the dot is on a building. It's usually trying to force its way into somewhat of an open terrain, but we are literally ending the game inside the building.
Crazy. It's not a double story, is it? I mean, you could go on.
It is a 2-story building. Yeah,
oh,
it is a
2-story. Okay, well, there's no... in theory,
but
I feel like...
should get down there.
Yeah, exactly. Bystanders should be able to hold this out. They've got themselves the res off. It's a 3v2 now at this point. I mean, Rupture and Esqui have done a lot here. Bear in mind, at the beginning of the day, these are the 2 that we highlighted here for esports as the new additions to the team. Yeah. They are capable, and this will be able to bump up for esports. In terms of a power ranking, I feel absolutely, given what we've even seen across just 3 games.
I want to see smokes on those windows now. Don't use those smokes to make yourself a line. Smoke off their position to then make your play down the hillside. And I think that's what they're doing now. Yep, smoke off the windows, limit their vision. Issue is those smokes ain't going to be enough. Yord finds the first, second one should be found as well as Rupture is now spotted up on the hillside. So it's been a quiet game for Bystanders. They will get a 4-5 if Rupture gives it to them. He'll win. But I think the story of this one is going to be good esports again. I mean... honestly,
good convert.
it's insane.
Oh, he's running.
Get it. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. Bystanders, quiet game for them.
All right, let's do it. It's the grassy pastures, baby. I get to introduce it in a cast in that way. Oh, Toby, I'm excited.
I can tell. I'm excited too.
Enjoy.
And,
yeah, not this bit for Stardust. That was beyond that. You're right. It was brilliant to watch. I love that people were trying to send through to those positions. Of course, when you do that here, given these circles, sometimes that's your only option. Sometimes you have to try and make these Hail Mary plays to try and salvage some points. And for Team Liquid, certainly worked out, I feel it's fair to say. Also for BBL, they survived for a long time. Oh, God, there's actually so many situations to talk about, Toby. I love this fight over in the west. I love these over in the woods. It was all good.
Down he goes. Stardust trying to stay put again outside the next circle. Have to make a play eventually. And here comes Entropic. Mexi, now we said that one or two good nades would be the downfall for the Ents car fort. And indeed it was.
Yeah.
Mexi and Clip working together finds them. 5 teams left alive as Heroic continue to deal damage from the west.
Yes, 5 teams left alive and nobody wants to go in the circle because it's rubbish. So let's see how this is going to play out. Entropic, cross shot from towards Clip, manages to take him. Mexico's down as well. That's an easy cleanup. 10 kills going for Entropic. And now everyone's just going to shoot at everything. There is not much to play in the middle of this circle right now. There's a few trees here and there, a lip or two, but beyond that, it's cars all the way.
Where does Entropic go from here? I'm curious to see. Medibay, okay, I see you. Spudge Page catches him, takes him down.
Entropic north.
Yeah, I was going to say they have to play the ends position, right? They know that Liquid is dead. They have to go up and play that position themselves. That nade could be absolutely money. It's going to be good, but not good enough. Forcing one out, at least early on. But a lot more damage being done here from Stardust than I thought we were going to be able to bring.
You know you're desperate when you're going to one of the destructible shacks. This is not good for Heroic. Beamy's in line of sight of Entropic as well. And slowly getting picked away at the SLR is able to kill off the target. And now I feel Entropic and question mark are fighting here for the win. But again, Stardust, absolutely hats off to what they've done this game.
Oh, yeah. The fact that they come off, I mean, they had a tough rotation off. I mean, at first they shoot themselves in the foot by rotating over the bridge the way they did. Then they realized that was a mistake. Let's take a boat wrap south around and have somehow made top 3. That's insane.
There is a world where they could still win this as well.
True. I mean, if they can hide for long enough, you can see both Question Mark and Entropic want to focus on Stardust.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they also know they're sitting right next to each other. And should this final circle shift south, it could be a good issue. Is prone. Right now, the oil barrels is all that's keeping you alive, but simply too many angles. Not going to happen. Naylor finds them both.
The dream's over. You can't wish upon a star anymore. And Entropic and Question Mark here, absolutely tooth and nail fighting on the north-hand side of this circle, because quite honestly, the north of this circle provided these teams the most potential cover given what we're seeing, and I could go anyway.
Sure could.
Nice push-up.
3v3, sneaky plays from Hobbits coming on forward. I was going to say, don't think it's going to be using that vehicle for anything. Just for a bit of cover, albeit just for a moment. Still mollies and nades though for Hobbits as he kicks on over.
If you're going to use a molly, the time is now. You know exactly where the... Oh my God! Oh, I thought I didn't see the second bounce. I thought
he blocked it too. That would have been perfect. Absolutely perfect. Hobbits double molly up on forward though. Let's see what's going to come off. If it doesn't go into the car, he does. Play behind the smoke on the other side of the street. You know you're going to be inside the circle. Only 6 bullets in the SLR for Hobbits, forced to back off. But now there's a new off angle for Entropic.
Nailup's pushing up as well. The trade becomes the traded as Dante, though, opens up to Lucarux on a long range. That's a nice start for them. I don't know if they can get Lucarux up because he's up on that high ground. Yeah. The other two are down towards the bottom, hiding behind that tree. There's no way. Nailup finds Hobbits.
14 kills, 2v2 though. It ain't over yet. Nailed. You need to hit these and need to hit them good if you want to bring this one home. Still not inside the circle. Ivers with this off angle, I mean, you want to see him get out the win, and now finds faultlessly as well. They know exactly where Dance is. It's just about getting the angle.
Definitely trying to make the transition here, trying to hit those shots. Goes to back behind the tree in the distance. Ivers looking for another off angle. There's too many angles here, and Tropic's going to take this.
they got the rest up now as well. Hobbits falls down, 15 kills, should be 16 in just a moment. First tap, second tap. The death of 1,000 punches. There it comes in Tropic victorious 17 kill game. And that, my friend.
It'll be interesting actually to see how Northern Lights is going to move out of their position at the moment, as we have once again Great Migrations moving up this east side, trying to find themselves spots. So, fully enough, as they want to look at this, Northern Lights is being shot.
They made their way out of prison, so that's something, but they made their way straight into Creed, who is fending off extremely well. 3 down already. Headshot connected to Lou. That nade on point as well. Manages to get that one too. So NLT down in an instant. Testament to the fact that there's only so much you can play in this circle when everyone's wrapping in from the southern side here. Vard and Liquid thought that that they had this one for free, but BBL ready and waiting. And this has proven to be pretty terrible for both teams, to be honest. They can't really commit to the rest on the BBL side of things. As I say that Notebook Margo does go down. Smash almost flushed. Beams didn't like what he saw on the other side, but there you go. That's going to be the end of BBL's Liquid claim 4. Yeah.
I liked that nade on Faultlessly as well. He was already dead, but you got to make sure he's double dead, right? Like, that's the most important thing. I'll stop trolling. He got Vex moving up as well.
Did you know you get 1.5 points if
That's
you
right. You get the loop-de-loop. Here it comes. There it goes. The doozy goes down. Drop down through the smokes, maybe blocking some of those audio cues. Trying to peek on around the corner here. Vard gets one Esqui, goes down in the side, comes around the corner. Clib, the 1-2 punch from Vard and Clib here. Very nice on towards Foot. Just looking for Odin to try and finish things off. This duo, the dynamic duo here, trying to clear out Foot Esports. I see him.
Played. This is, to trap him on the stairs, multi him off as well. Very heads up play. They know he's going to be low now. Full commit, push on through, hip fire. There you go.
Exactly. You have an extra gun. You thin out the herd by the time you have to come out of this compound, right? And I mean, even in general, it's not a bad spot to play from. You've got a wall. You've got straight into trees, tree cover. Fex, though, he don't need no cover. Blasting down Creed X. No room for them, but now they've got to worry about the potential of moving off them.
Exactly. Everyone's pushing on forward here. Third party Fiesta about to commence. Apocalypse goes down Yord. The entry on that one finds the first damage done to Kelty as well as he's forced to prone down and get healed up. You can see here damage done in so many ways. No vest for Flaming here. Barely a health dip for Keanu either.
There's a world here where Istanbul Wildcats just kind of walks in and takes this win.
Yep.
Like, they're just watching or hearing all these other fights going on the other sides of this. T-Bone bringing the fight to Stardust as Tixu. Yeah, FaZe had to be worried about this, and they knew that this was going to be coming along eventually. The storm across this hillside. Diggory going for the throw, even though he's completely blind. And Ents will come around the corner of that smoke and take them out quickly. Bystanders still in the fight here with Stardust, as well as Heroic firing from across the range.
And that was the first 2 kills for Ents this entire game too. It's been very quiet for them, more positional. I mean, again, similar to the way that we like to see, or oftentimes anyway, see Ents play their game. It's been quiet, but now full alive, will be able to spread out, take control, and push on in. And probably, I mean, should they stay alive to the end of it, get themselves close to a 10 kill win off of this.
Yeah, if you're Istanbul Wildcats at this point, I think your main threat is definitely Ents.
I mean, if you're Wildcat, I'm seeing them stay inside the compound. This is where more experienced teams would have pushed out. When they see all the chaos, both south and west, that is when you start taking control. Other teams would have sat on like a solid, at least 4th of the circle now, having pushed out to take control. But the comfort of the compound warms them too much, and what they don't realize is that the longer they sit in there, the colder it gets outside.
That was very philosophical and very accurate. Well done. But it's true.
There you go.
It is very true. Because now, Ents has taken spots that will hurt and subvert the expectations here of Istanbul Wildcats if they need to come out. Likewise, the fights down towards the south, I don't know if Ents is too concerned too much. I mean, obviously, they're looking that way, and obviously, they need to be concerned, but they know that there's more than just one team down there. So they know that any teams coming out of that scenario is likely going to be wounded. They can take their crossfire shots. Rustamar and Squeaky and Nookie all have angles on them, whilst Tixu is looking towards Wildcats. So Ents took all the control that Wildcats could have potentially taken a bit of.
Exactly. I mean, Ents is essentially sitting on half the circle right now, right?
Yeah.
And they can play the waiting game because of it. They can always back off because they've given themselves more space. Whereas to other teams, they don't have anywhere to back off to. Ents can say, you know what? Nope, this is getting too hot. Let's back off, let the other team fight. But they can also do what they're doing here. Sit tight and just await. Allow for the teams to get funneled towards them. Beamy with the 3-piece towards some of his former teammates. Bystanders out as Heroic continues to farm in the forest.
Sorry, boys. No love lost there. That was brutal here.
At least he did it fast,
Heroic.
right?
Yeah.
I kind of ripped off the band-aid in a way.
I will make this quick, boys. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Beamy. We're going to go for the wraparound here, Heroic. Still 4 alive. 12 kills to their name. This is brilliant. I feel for Wildcats, though, just to end, put the point on this, it's the loss of the 4th man that you were mentioning this whole time that puts the fear in them to move out for the control, right?
And most importantly, the unnecessary loss of the 4th man. There was so many, I mean, because Liquid didn't full-on, like, crash full speed into it. They were, like, in a very Liquid fashion, playing it pretty smart, and their approach shoot was good. So there were many times where Matzy could have gotten out of that compound, but he opted to stay. And when he then opted to leave, the car wasn't parked in a way that he could get out, and he got punished for it. Now the push is coming out, though. Let's see if Soketo can find Tixu up close. He is making this play on forward, but his teammates ain't really following. They're staying behind.
It's not too bad, a little flex out, but yeah, maybe a bit of reinforcement here. Tixu coming around the corner. No, he did not see his head. I was fooled by the X-ray for a second there. Oh, nope. Little jump scout.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, it's always so interesting when we have these POVs because we never know exactly what the player is looking at. It's not always where their crosshair is, that's where their eyes are. So sometimes we'll go, he's over by the tree. But obviously, because he's looking to the right side of the screen or something, it can be hard to tell. But I think you did see that one.
Yeah, let's do process elimination. For the most part, he was looking at the compound, right?
Yeah,
not exactly, probably the tree as well as the ridgeline, although that's probably in his peripheral vision. And then gets shot by the compound. He's like, maybe this isn't too keen. But he knows that that is out of the circle there for a brief moment. So he knows that they'll be slowly moving in, keeping an eye on this, maybe even hearing a little bit of sound now. And goes for the jump peak.
And again, I mean, because they're spread out, he can back off. He can go straight hill back to the rock back to the tree, and then you're reaching a point where you're in trouble. But you have the opportunity to back off a couple of times. That's going to allow for Rustin potentially to be that kind of booby trap from around the side that the opponents did not expect. Now they're smoking it off to us if we don't have anyone down here. We're smoking because we think you're going to be coming this way. It's a smart play from Ents.
Neither team wants to move on either at the moment because Heroic has the cross angle, which is... That's the deadly kicker of all of this. And Heroic will not squander it because they are excellent when it comes to 4 alive towards the very end. They're already warm as well, as we mentioned with those 12 kills before. And now they're even taking a few shots on towards this. Actually, that was Ents taking shots.
One thing is going up against Heroic in the late game. Another thing is going up against another team and knowing that Heroic is going to be the third party. I mean, it really doesn't get any more terrifying than that. They're all hoping that Kelty is going to pop out of nowhere and help from the side. I'm worried, though, that that's probably not going to happen.
He is the thorn that has to hurt Heroic here. Like, if that doesn't happen, I feel they have significant control at this point. And Wildcats are beholden to one another. As shots come in, Tixu manages to get one very, very swiftly off the back of just a clip through this smoke. Another comes in. Squeaky, really nice angles here that they're finding, and the finish off to boot.
Every one player that Ents gets knocked here could be the loss for them. Finally, they do get the kills, and they probably really couldn't have asked to do this faster, but here comes Kelty, sneaking his way on forward. Rustinmar does go down. Now it's a 2v4v1, but Kelty not just hiding this one out, slowly making his way on forward.
Will the Thorn in the Lion's Paw strike out against this, though? Because there's going to be a window of time where a few knocks, potentially on either side, will occur, and there's always possibility here. It's 2v3 unless Ents can get the res. Squeaky's down. 2v3.
He's probably hurt him. Just fired, but unfortunately not enough for things to have to reset. Beamy will go down to heal. T-Bone is down to low HP though, so there might just be a scenario where it takes and Nuki comes out victorious. But let's see, it's only one angle to hold. They know exactly where they have him. Corexy, 16 bullets left, not gonna matter too much. Beamy finds the first, Beamy finds the second, and that's GG. 15 kill win for Heroic.
Decent military outlook in terms of being the aggressor gives you the initiative and the advantage, right? And oftentimes, the more times you're going to do that in a game like this, where you do get extra chances, it's not like real life was when you're dead, you're dead. Like you get more chances than not, and eventually you can seize that. Although, all of that being said, Divan is blasting.
Yeah, full fight early on, foot again. I mean, it just happens here. The SLR put to good use. Loot finds 2, continuing where he left off. Damage done across the board as Divan gets himself in trouble. They try to regroup, and, well, Loot made them pay the price for it.
He's moving on up here as Spiro with a little cheeky underhanded nade, and that actually clips a lot of them. Perfectus also with the molly, burning them alive. And a second one comes in as well. That was... That's not what we're going with.
Dante, nade in hand, finds 2 as starters to go down.
Leave them there. Allow Na'Vi to try and push up a little further to maybe even try and steal them. Then you take shots at Na'Vi as time goes on. But Na'Vi now is going to have a really hard time with this circle shift getting any further as we continue things on. Creed X is getting bombarded. Ooh, close.
It's really close. Heroic forced to try and hold off here because Liquid are coming in. They need to deal with Creed fast. They need to get them over, done with. Blue Star nade in hand. The Secret Knock is going to go down. Beamy now hearing the vehicles from Liquid. Teams a little separated from Vard, and we still have both the remaining 2 teammates from Liquid down below. So not in the position to really help out. Beamy, though, instantly takes out Vard. Half flash through that one as well. Absolutely insane response, and faultlessly from down below is going to be the one to take out James somehow. James, Beamy, despite being in the middle of 2 players there, comes out alive.
No. Goes for the underhand. Gets... Oh, he gets clipped. No! Oh, my days. I almost thought he was going to have everything there. So, yeah, there's fire under these guys. And give them the room. They will do things like this.
Sure will. It's just a matter of being able to do it time and time again. Even when the cards aren't completely in your favor, you still have to go out and deliver, and that's where they've kind of been falling off every now and again. But smart decision making throughout the game here. Well, hopefully for them, they can get even more points going their way. Teams now starting to realize that there are more and more players coming down from below, and they need to hold up against them.
Of course, Ivor swung out to the west to try and take this fight to end. It's really a good angle to take, and the fight will continue kind of in their favor. There's only one remaining here. Tixu's trying to make something happen. Gets himself nailed up. If he can get Ivers off the back of this,
I mean, there's one team benefiting off all of this, and that is question mark. They're getting to backfill now against Liquid, against what was the remaining players of BBL up towards the northwest. Cuppets does go down. Clip able to stay alive, and Ivers now, as you were saying, smart play over the top. Issue is QP is down. Local Rooks is plus on nail up or make that, but spots him on the run across. You can't pro there. The backpack missile holds it in 2, but somehow, finally, there comes the kill. Will he get Ivers back on his feet? Should be able to go down and pick him up, but now he's outside the circle. Or at least he will be.
And Tropic is just going to look to eliminate Team Liquid now. As you say, guarantee themselves that second spot. Here comes the flash. James going for the 1v2, but blind, and Ivers cleans up. Ivers for Entropic has been blasting today.
Yeah, he is. He's something else in a good way. Very, very, very talented player, and been loving to follow his journey into well, what already is, but what will continue to be kind of top tier status of PUBG play. Dante, a crate? Don't mind if I do.
Double crate, in fact. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. Need more helmets?
I'll wear helmets on my shoulders. It's like, okay, cool.
You know what? Actually, to compare question mark to a team that I know you followed for a long time, I have too. Question mark is now what Tornado Energy was before they became like fully house held as a team that fared well more often than not. And I know that they've existed in a similar amount of time, but I hope you understand my kind of comparison.
I get you.
In that they can pull off those games, but then they also have kind of head scratchers where you go, but how and but why? That's kind of what I'm seeing here. QBE now fending off. They still have a long way to win here. 2 versus 3. Smokes are playing in their favor, though, but look at the damage being done.
It also means with these smokes that there's going to be a wider angle for Question Mark to actually take all of this, and then comes in Iversol already trading off a doozy and not really taking huge amounts of damage. He can still heal through this. QBE finished Hobbits. It's now a 2v2. This is doable for Entropic.
They have the dot. All they have to do is sit and wait. Unfortunately, a flash comes through. It works. No, but Ivers gets him as well. We talked head scratches. We talked from one game to another. This is happening within the same game. This has gotten now all of a sudden Entropic written all over it. They're going to come out victorious unless if Dante pulls off a miracle play.
Switches for the 6 times here, and they're going to... I cannot believe it. What did we just watch?
They had everything.
Ivers has been a monster today, and even while slightly blind through some of those moments, still gets the spray down. Question Mark has flubbed it. This has been a catastrophe here in these final moments. Dante, though, still a great player. I just don't know if he can defeat Ivers and QBE given this position.
That's the thing, right? This is not going to take away from this overall being a great game for Question Mark, but this is what people are going to remember after this game, how they did not win what should have been a pretty much gifted victory. He's going to die to blue now if it doesn't.
Oh my god.
Watch out. It's how this game came to this is absurd to me. They had everything. They had the circle. They knew exactly where Entropic were, but they got impatient. Let those smokes fade out and use your high ground advantage to take them out. Don't do the right flanks. They essentially peaked, like they made a 4v2 into a 2v1, 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 and now a 2v1.
Yeah, absolutely. Dante moves behind the tree, and I'm sorry, but you can't have moved anywhere else. They know where you are. The shots are going to come in. QBE opens it up. I mean, they could even take wider angles on this. This has been a clutch and a half here for Entropic as they're looking to round things out. Dante is a dog behind a wall. He can't do anything here, man. He is stuck.
And Entropic is essentially doing what Question Mark should have been doing. Just sit and wait. You know he's going to have to make a run for the open at some point soon. Yep. I mean, you know that QPE is going to spot him. Now he sees him. He's not behind the tree anymore. There you go. Info is given across. He's in the open. That means Ivers doesn't have to play the rock anymore. He can play for the forward. It's not one just yet, but you have to think that's going to happen real soon. One more bullet should do it. And there you go. QPE gets the win. 11 kill chicken dinner for Entropic. That should have never happened.
Actually.